Hey friends, Budget Girl here, and today it's all about baby step 3, because I am done, like a son of a gun, done with baby step 3. That's 10,000 smackaroonies in the bank, just in case the universe decides it doesn't like me one day. Let's talk about it. So it's official, I am done with baby step 3, aka my fully funded emergency fund. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I follow the Dave Ramsey baby steps and have for the past 4 years while getting out of debt and starting to save. And baby step 1 is a baby emergency fund, which is $1,000, which you use to insulate you from the things of the world. And I had to use that a couple of times. Baby step 2 is to pay off debt, smallest to largest, which I completed in June of last year. So my 1-year anniversary is coming up. And then step 3 is to create a fully funded emergency fund that's 3 to 6 months worth of expenses to insulate you against something major happening in your life. Now, we in the debt-free community believe that it's not if but when something bad is going to happen in your life. Cars go out, people get sick, people lose jobs. It can be things completely out of your control, but you should have the financial security there, and that's what we're all working towards, is financial freedom and financial security to be able to weather those life storms. And one of the best ways to do it is to have a big stockpile of money sitting in a place that is easily accessible. This isn't like real estate or investments that you can't pull out quickly. This is not your 401k. This is just a little pile of money that you can access in a real emergency that will help you out in a little bit of a longer term emergency situation. So a lot of people ask me, how do you come up with the number that you need for baby step 3? And that was pretty easy for me. I chose $10,000, which is a little more than 6 months. It's actually closer to 7 months worth of expenses for my personal. And a lot of that is because I am a young single person. I'm not married. I don't have any other person in my household, or I don't have parents that could like step in and help me financially if something bad happened. So 6 months worth of expenses. You guys have seen my budget reports. If not, I'll link a playlist of them down below so you can see exactly what my expenses are each month. And I times that by 6, and then I round it up to 10 grand. And it's amazing. I have that now. I just finished coloring in my debt-free chart, and I'm very excited. Right now I'm just keeping it in a savings account. I'm considering moving at least part of it over into a money market account. I'm gonna do some research onto that and I will get back to you, because several of you have asked where am I going to put my fully funded emergency fund once I have it. And now that I have it, I gotta figure that out. So how long did it take for me to save $10,000? It took right about 9 months. So I started the month after I became debt-free. So I started in July of 2017 and I finished it up in March of 2018. It was about what I expected. Some people thought that I would be done by my birthday, which would have been about 6 months, but I really didn't want to go quite as hard on baby step 3 as I did on baby step 2, which I'll explain why. I had a long debt-free journey process. 3 years and 2 months to pay off $33,000 is not as long as I originally anticipated. Originally, I thought it would take over 5 years, but I was able to increase my income during that time and also get higher paying jobs, which helped me pay down the debt. But I definitely knew that there were some things that I wanted to relax on once I became debt-free. So during the 9 months that I was saving up for baby step 3, I had $500 per month that I had to put away, essentially. And the way I set it up in my budget, it was a non-option. And then also with my side gigs from YouTube and other stuff that I do, I put additional money towards this each month, which is how I got to $10,000 in 9 months and not in however much that would have been if it were just $500 a month. That would have taken a lot longer. So I put my minimum in, then I did anything extra outside of my budget, but I wasn't quite as hardcore as I was when I was getting out of debt. So during this time, I was a bridesmaid in 2 weddings, both far away, so I had to pay for plane, transportation, dresses, bachelorette parties, gifts, everything like that. So I was a bridesmaid twice, which is an expensive thing. And I'm actually gonna do a video on how much it cost me to be a bridesmaid. If you would like that video and you'd like it to come sooner rather than later, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Let me know if you would like me to kind of break down the costs on that and how much it costs. I also moved once during that in December. If you aren't familiar with why I had to move, I will link that video down below, but it's like, it's a little nasty. But I got a nice new apartment and I had to cash flow that. I also upgraded some things in my house. I got a new rug, I got some new curtains, some new bedding, which all seem like kind of minor expenses, but they certainly add up. But I definitely released the reins a little. I wanted to keep myself kind of within a reasonable discretionary spending. So I increased my eating out budget from $40 to $100, which is quite a bit, but I have a boyfriend now and we like to go out and we switch on and off about who pays because we've been together for quite some time and that wouldn't be fair to him in my opinion if he had to pay all the time. I also increased my grocery budget from $250 a month to $300 a month. And here's the big one. I increased my personal budget from, well, during most of my debt-free journey, my personal budget was about $60 to $80. In the last months, it was $40. So $10 a week, and I've increased that to $200. So that was my biggest increase. That's the biggest way my budget changed. That goes to clothing, that goes to events and going out and getting to experience fun things and things like home improvements. I made myself a garden out on my porch and it was a gorgeous, beautiful project and I'm absolutely loving it. But I had to buy all the dirt and all the pots and all the plants and a little rug and some chairs, and I absolutely love that space out there. And that's not something I would have made room in my budget for when I was getting out of debt, because obviously it wasn't necessary, but it's something I get to enjoy now. So I'm doing a lot more things now. I've been able to kind of revamp my wardrobe a little. I actually get regular haircuts now, which is nice. And I've been able to do a few little life upgrades. I also don't feel bad about this. I think it's healthy to kind of give myself a little bit of leeway after I was going scorched earth so hard before. I don't regret it at all, putting every single extra penny I could find at debt, but it was a phase of my life and I'm glad that I'm through that phase. It had a purpose, and that was to get me out of debt, and it did, and now I get to enjoy my money just a little bit. So next question, was baby step 3 as hard or harder than baby step 2? I hear this a lot, that other YouTubers have told me that they kind of lose motivation after baby step 2 because they're just stocking away the money anymore. They aren't seeing the number of their debt go down. It's not quite as invigorating to pay it off. But I do not think baby step 3 was harder in any way, shape, or form, or even close to baby step 2. And I think it's because I was kind of intentional about my spending. I did a lot of thinking about how my budget would change when I got out of debt before I got out of debt. And at one point I think I thought I'd get like a pedicure every 2 months or something like that, or I'd take Rory to the puppy spa all the time, and I'd buy myself coffee out. And then, you know, on the other side of that debt payoff, I'm like, those really aren't worth the money anymore. I found other things that I would rather be investing in. So I did use the getting up to my baby step 3 number as a motivator as well. It wasn't quite as much of a daily thing as getting out of debt was. Every single day I was thinking about like, yeah, let's get out of debt. How can I increase my income? How can I cut my expenses? Whereas now I'm a little bit more laissez-faire. I still do my budget every month. Sometimes I'm a little lackadaisical on reconciling it and I don't do it every single week, but I do it eventually, and you guys see the budget reports, and I'm saving and I'm meeting my money goals, and now I'm also kind of living what I consider to be a more full life. But I'm getting to live that life because I sacrificed for so many years going into it. So I didn't deserve it then, and I feel like I more deserve it now. Next, what are my secrets to success for completing baby step 3. One is to actually have a set amount that you are going to save each month, like a bill, the $500 that I said, that was not optional. Anything else you can throw in on top of that is wonderful, but make sure to make that a priority. Put it in your budget like a bill and treat it as such. And then do that forever. You can change where it's going, whether it'll be to an emergency fund, to investing, to this, that, the other thing, but I'll be saving forever. And that's kind of nice, that I can live on less than my income forever, because now I don't have any debt. I don't have anybody that I'm giving my money to on a monthly basis other than the things that need to just kind of keep myself living, such as rent, food, etc., electricity, that kind of thing. But I don't have any other bills. My car is paid for, Rory's paid for. Please don't finance your dogs, y'all. The second secret to success, I would say, is kind of stepping off the gas just a little bit. If you were anything like me, you were gazelle intense in baby step 2, and it's okay to live your life a little bit more now. You have earned it. You have absolutely earned it. If you're getting into baby step 3 now, or if you're in baby step 2 and you're thinking about baby step 3, go ahead and start thinking about the things that you'll want to change once you're debt free. People ask me this a lot when I was going through baby step 2, so I got used to thinking about it. But go ahead and write things down, look back on them as you're going through the process, and then decide what's really important. I didn't need regular pedicures. These are press-on nails. It's not worth it to me to go pay someone to do my nails for me at all. I'd much rather spend the money on cheese, just saying. And decide what's really important to you. And just because something is important to someone else doesn't mean that it should be important to you in your budget. So some people might love, and that's their thing, they love going and getting their nails done every month, and that's wonderful. And once you're out of baby step 2 and once you're into baby step 3, that can be something that you can work into your budget and really revel in it and enjoy that experience. But there are other experiences and things that I would enjoy more, so that's where I put my money. And the final secret to success I have is to give yourself just a little bit of grace. You are entering a brand new and wonderful phase in your life when you are starting to save for a fully funded emergency fund and you don't have debt anymore. And if you're anything like me, you're probably gonna agonize over things for a little bit. You're gonna kind of still be in that baby step 2 mindset and not be willing to loosen the control a little bit. You might begrudge yourself a little bit of fun, and I think you should absolutely allow yourself that. Do a little bit of traveling within your budget, of course. Save cash for everything. Upgrade maybe your couch or your home or your wardrobe or whatever is important to you. Work it into your budget, allow yourself that, and don't feel guilty for it. Sometimes I still catch myself finding something that I would really love and enjoy, but I don't necessarily need, and being like, no, more important things. But it's okay for me to have that now, as long as I can do it within my budget and do it within reasonable amount of money and still be meeting my financial goals. And final question, what is next up for me? Well, baby step 4, 5, and 6, and 7 are all supposed to kind of happen at the same time. But I don't have a house and I don't have kids. So what I'll be doing right now is baby step 4, which is increasing my 401k contribution. I actually have a teacher's savings account within my job, so I can't increase that more, so I might have to open up a different account, like a Roth IRA or something like that. So I'll be talking with my tax person soon to get that done and start investing. Right now I contribute, I think it's 7.7% of my income, so I'll go ahead and bump that up to 15% overall. That'll come, the rest will come after my paycheck is given to me, but that'll be nice. And I will also have to readjust my budget just a little bit for that, because I'll be making less money, but it will be going to investments and towards my future, so I'm happy about that. And then of course 5 and 6 don't really apply to me, so I will be on to baby step 7. Now there are some big purchases that I plan to make soon. I'm going to start saving for a car and for a new couch that me, my boyfriend, and my dog can fit on. That'd be super nice. So I'll start saving up for those while still doing the rest of the baby steps. I would love to hear your baby step 3 experiences, or if you have any other questions about this particular phase in my journey to financial freedom, feel free to ask those questions below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe if you haven't. I am still continuing this series. I'm still gonna give you tips on how to live a more frugal, fun life and to prepare for your financial future. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Also, my 1-year debt-free anniversary is coming up soon, and I am going to do a special video answering all of you guys' questions and maybe some other stuff. So let me know down below what you would like to know on my 1-year debt-free anniversary. It's coming up. Give me some ideas maybe. I'll take them into consideration.